So there's this new organization that's made up of ignorant women called She-PAC. And what they do is they are trying to raise money by attacking Bill Maher and David Letterman for some of the sexist things they've said about women. Now, they put out this ad recently. I want to show you guys the ad, and then I'm going to explain why I'm calling them ignorant. Let's watch.
Hi, Bill Maher here. Sarah Palin agreed to do commentary at Fox News, which is actually very similar to her day job, talking to a baby with Down syndrome.
Speaking of dumb t***s,
It's not because they have breasts, it's because they are boobs.
I hope Sarah Palin gets in so that they split the MILF vote.
That's not sexist.
I would like to announce a donation to the Obama Super PAC.
I thought about Malia and Sasha. I want them to be able to speak their mind in a civil and thoughtful way, and I don't want them attacked or called horrible names because they're being good citizens.
I would like to give that PAC $1 million.
Sarah Palin, a strange family of inbred weirdos. She fucked Levi over and over until a baby fell out. The Maverick and the MILF. They fined CBS $1 million for Janet Jackson's nipple. Think what they could get for Hillary Clinton's cunt. That's not sexist.
All decent folks can agree the remarks that were made don't have any place in the public discourse.
She is the chair of the Democratic National Committee.
I don't know any woman in America that thinks that being called a slut is funny.
Please welcome Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Being part of a democracy involves argument and disagreements and debate, and there's a way to do it that doesn't involve you being demeaned and insulted.
Believe it or not, we actually cut that video down. It goes on and on and on and on. Oh my God, Bill Maher, he's such a horrible person. Look at how horrible he is to women. Except he's a comedian, okay? If you want to talk about people who are horrible toward women, why don't you talk about the Georgia representative who compared women giving birth to stillborn babies to, I don't know, barnyard animals? Is that not offensive? And he was being totally serious. He's not a comedian.
Yeah, look, to me, obviously, that's all the difference in the world. And Rush Limbaugh, for example, because that's the two comparisons they love to make, has called women feminazis for decades. And he argues for taking away women's rights in reproductive rights, fair pay rights, et cetera, right? Argues for literally taking money out of their pocket by arguing against Lilly Ledbetter, Fair Pay Act, et cetera, right? Whenever a woman is appointed to the Supreme Court, he argues against her. Says she's, in the case of Sonia Sotomayor, that she's unqualified. She was unqualified to even go to Princeton. Why? He doesn't represent her grades. Her grades were fantastic. She was a Latina, that's why, okay? And so these have real consequences when it's Rush Limbaugh making those comments, and then, much more importantly, when the Republicans actually take action and they propose hundreds of bills, they pass dozens of bills, taking away women's rights across the country. And then the Republicans have to make it so that the media will call it even, because the media is just looking for an excuse to call it even. And so that's what Aaron Burnett did yesterday, and that's what they're all can't wait to do. Let's just say the Republicans and Democrats are equally at fault, and conservative and liberal commentators are equally at fault. So, with all this evidence against the Republicans, what we'll do is we'll pick one comedian on the other side and pretend that he's the sexist one and that anyone by association, in the entire Democratic Party by association, is just as guilty.
How pathetic is that? How pathetic is that the only person that you have representing your point of view is a comedian on HBO? I love Bill Maher, but look, he's a comedian. He doesn't make a single serious, he does make serious points during his show, but in those clips, none of those points were serious. It was so obvious, right? And it's pathetic when you have to resort to that to make your ridiculous point, when at the same time you're asleep at the wheel while Republicans are taking your rights away.
Yeah, and two analogies here. You know, when one of the clips he said, he called the Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann boobs, right? So apparently that's sexist. But is it ever sexist when someone is called a prick? Mm-hmm. No, it's just an insult, right? And so what, you can't make any comments related to women's body parts, but you can about men's body parts, or you can't ever refer to any body parts, or you can't ever make any jokes if you're a comedian. So my second analogy is Chris Rock. Chris Rock has dozens, maybe hundreds of jokes about black people. And Chris Rock is also liberal. I guess that'll probably be next. Obama's war on black people. he takes money or support from Chris Rock, who makes jokes about black people.
Don't give them any ideas because
I
they'll
got it
make-
already, by the way.
Yeah.
Black Pack.
Yeah, and they'll make another like 3-minute ad that makes absolutely no sense. I want to know who consists of She-PAC. Like, I want to know who these women are.
I
bet they're not even women. I'm
Oh,
guessing.
yeah, by the way, the money behind that, probably not women at all.
Exactly.